Today what we're going to do is we're going to look at volume. And in particular, we're looking at one particular shape. It's a rectangular prism. So rectangular prism is just a fancy way of saying essentially a box. So if you've got your box like this, what we're trying to do is figure out a rule for how much that rectangular prism can hold. So volume is simply just how much a shape can hold. And what we do usually is we usually use units like centimeters cubed. So centimeters cubed are just little boxes that are 1 centimeter wide, 1 centimeter deep, and 1 centimeter tall, and we call it a centimeter cube. And we just put those in the box and we count how many it takes to fill it up. So that's essentially what we're trying to do here. How do we calculate volumes of rectangular prisms, or how do we calculate the volume of boxes? So from the question that you tried on your own with the blocks, I'm hoping you figured out a rule. And if you didn't figure out the rule, we're just going to kind of state the rule here, and hopefully this makes sense. Basically, the rule is if you are calculating the volume of a rectangular prism, so I'm going to use the fancy word, not a box, rectangular prism. How do you do it? Well, the volume of a rectangular prism is equal to the length of the prism times by the width of the prism times it by the height of the prism. So if you know how long it is, how wide it is, and how tall it is, and you multiply them all together, that will give you the volume of that rectangular prism. So just a quick reminder, this only works for a rectangular prism, so you have to remember that. So rectangular prism is what this works for. Let's try a quick one over here on the next page. So what I know here, so this is the long side, so I'm going to just put length. This is kind of the width of it, so I'm going to just write the width, and the 4 centimeters here is just the height. So the question is, what is the volume? Well, volume for a rectangular prism, we just learned that rule. It's the length times the width times the height. So let's try this out. So volume is what I want to find out. In this case, the length is 8 centimeters times the width, which is 4 centimeters, times the height, which is 4 centimeters. So let's just quick try this. 8 times 4 gives me 32. And 32 times 4, well, how am I going to do this? Well, one way we could do this is we could do 32, so I'm going to just make a little space on the side to figure this out. So we could break the 32 up into 30 and 2, and we could just multiply that by 4. So I'm going to use our array here. 30 times 4 is 120. 4 times 2 is 8, so 120 plus 8 is 128. Now what are we doing? We are filling up a shape. What shape are we filling up? Well, all our units are in centimeters, so the size of the little shapes that we're filling into this box is that centimeter cube. 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter tall. So this shape here would actually hold 128 of these centimeter cube blocks. So it's important for you to recognize that. So that's just a quick example on how to calculate the volume of a rectangular prism, and it's just length times width times height. Good luck.